Good evening, everyone. I am the Netherlad, and today on the menu we have a very exciting episode of Identity Shattered, a Chronicles of Darkness game, specifically a Deviant Renegades game run by Alvrans, my good friend and mod. Hello, Alvrans and Sunbury, who are in chat, and Sunbury, who's lurking right now. I hope you're having a wonderful time with it. But I'm just going to get into the Discord and say hello to my friends as we start the game. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's not
AMC.
good time zone because I'm the only person that's in the morning at the moment. It is evening for you guys.
Yeah.
It
You're
is
outnumbered.
indeed evening for me and most people here.
Yeah.
But let's. Oh! Gamesy just subscribed. Thank you, Gamesy. Enjoy those emotes.
To be fair, your emotes are amazing.
They were adorable.
Oh man, since I so rudely interrupted someone asking you a question, how are you today?
Was
No,
that?
no,
Oh yes. My day is pretty well. My day is going pretty well. Thank you. I'm going to see what is up because I don't see the Discord overlay that I had so carefully set up. So I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, I'm doing quite well.
Good.
And how is everybody else doing?
I'm
I
doing.
am quite tired after having spent an entire day around a 5-year-old. Do that kind of thing.
Fair enough.
Boundary testing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Am as well as can be expected.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right.
What happened?
Oh, there's some stream stuff that I'm messing up as usual.
It's not a stream without some minor technical difficulty, I suppose.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay. Well, while you are working on that for a moment, then, I could. So, last time we took a bit of a trip to the past, so to speak, for mysterious reasons, and we're playing with a new group of people. It was mostly an introduction session, to be fair, where everyone found out that vampires just suck. Just in general.
Hey.
And
Ha ha ha. That is funny.
Kind of bonded a bit over that, and through various means, kind of got some information about the creatures of the night together, and we're unbeknownst to each other going to meet at this warehouse that you'd all had found out about. Well, mostly it in that particular case. We're not quite the exciting parts where everyone's going to be separated into a bunch of different parties and fight each other.
Yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. And then, with that in mind, you still have some of that. I will go ahead and start playing that. And Leo, for obvious reasons, you are the first person to this warehouse. It is. Couldn't find a picture of this warehouse at night, but it is nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, moonlight is pretty
It's a day.
strong.
It's a day for night shirt.
Yeah. The moon is relatively bright. You can see kind of the sun-bleached bricks of this place, with the boarded up windows and some broken windows. I think you might see a door that's ajar from where you're at, but you are standing outside of this building. What would you like to do?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, are there other people or signs of people around? That's what I want to check for.
Sure. I believe. Let me take a look real quick. Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and make a wits composure or wits investigation check. Just taking a quick look around. Um, yeah, it's like taking a look at your skills. Maybe survival, but your investigation's bigger than that. So
Can I dramatically fail that?
sure,
If
if you'd
ready.
like to turn that into a dramatic failure, absolutely.
Yep.
As I don't have my, I completely forgot to pick up my notes. But I will go ahead and start marking on this page the stuff that you guys are grabbing.
Nice.
Okay, so
Nice way to start the day.
you take a quick look around, and as far as you can tell, with this particular one, there is nothing there. I mean, you kind of arrived on the dark part of the building, so taking a look at it, at least for the moment, you don't see anyone else there at the moment.
Well, then I want to see if I can enter somewhere.
There's a few broken windows. There's a door that's ajar. Did you want to try to look for a different entrance, or did you want to?
Well, I mean, since I seem to be alone, I think I want to just go in through the already open door.
So, as you step into. Sorry, as I step away from the mic, as you step into the door, um, what you see before you is. There it is. Actually, wrote this out. So, as you step into the door, the smell of mold, mildew, and iron punch into the sinuses, making any other possible odor hard to tell, if anything. What little that can be seen without a light is rusted metal railings, a sorting system, like a, what are they called? Um, Assembly line type of sorting system, and various pieces of broken machinery. The little moonlight that peeks through the windows seems to extend the shadows more than pierce them. The small breeze that pushes through the air adds to this small occasional creak of metal or wood. It is cold, and the feeling permeating the air as you step in makes you feel as if you're being watched.
Well, that's unpleasant. Well, I wanna look around inside as well, see what I can
All
find.
right. Make another. Are you taking your time with this one?
Yeah.
Okay. How would you like to take a look around or do investigating out of curiosity?
Uh, well, I mean, I think I would take my time to do it sort of systematically, I suppose, checking gradually any places that, well, I mean, checking for any signs of, I don't know, blood and stuff, or anything else that might lead me to think that there's been something going on here.
Okay, go ahead and do an intelligence investigation check then. You're kind of more taking your time with it. 2 successes, interesting. Strangely enough, can't really see much of anything that would be like bloodstains or things that would stand out to it. You see rust as you kind of take a look around through here. You can see different where the dust has been stirred from people taking a look around. Doesn't look like anything's been dragged around or if there's been any sort of major violence here, at least as far as you can tell. There are some relatively fresher looking tracks, though.
Do they seem to lead anywhere in particular, or just walking around?
They seem to lead deeper into the warehouse from the kind of general introduction area, but more kind of people that are taking their time, kind of. You see, you can notice a couple of them might have stopped for a little bit before they kept going.
Well, following those tracks seems like a very great idea, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. So, after following the tracks, eventually you start to hear voices, quiet voices. It seems as if it's in a building, or not a building, rather, you're in the building, in a set off room behind a door type of thing.
Well, as soon as I hear voices, I would like to approach more stealthily and see what if I can make out what the conversation's about.
Okay, go ahead and roll a dexterity stealth check.
Well, at least something I'm somewhat good at.
What?
That's a success.
It indeed is a success. So, as you get closer, you can tell that what you get is you get the sense of there's a minor disagreement, not quite a full-blown argument yet, as people are kind of moving around. Somebody seems to be, you hear the word light a couple of times. You hear one person that seems kind of frightened as a couple other people are just kind of like, nah, it'll be fine type of attitude as you get closer.
You said light.
Yes, you hear that mentioned once or twice.
Alright. Well, is does there seem to be a way for me to position myself so I might have a better chance of catching more of the conversation?
If you kind of probably, I'd have to have you make another check just to be sure. But you could probably stand next to the cracked open part of the door if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So another dexterity stealth?
Yes.
Alright.
Wow.
uh,
Also,
I would
ow.
like to expend a point of willpower.
Okay.
There we go.
Go ahead and roll 3 more d10s. Roll another one.
And another one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alrighty. I'm just going to roll a general pool here real quick. Okay. Um, so you kind of sit there and you push yourself up against the side of the door. and what you hear is the voices of three people, probably closer to your new acquaintance's age than yours. Uh, Maybe a bit younger. You know that there's kind of a more masculine and a more feminine voice that are kind of picking on this third voice. Kind of like, oh, what? Are you scared this place has been abandoned for who knows how long? It's perfectly safe. What are you talking about? It's like, yeah, but that doesn't mean that we have to wander around here in the dark. Even if you don't believe the rumors that have gone around about this place, who knows what's here? Like, there's all sorts of stuff that we could just run into, type of
At
thing.
this point, I'm like, my body probably relaxes a bit, and also there's a look of the whole eye rolling. Ugh, just humans,
And as you're kind of sitting there,
teenagers.
yeah, fucking teenagers.
Yeah,
And then as you're kind of sitting there for a moment, you do hear one of them go, and then nothing for a little bit.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, it's a shushing sound. I'm sorry.
Ah, okay.
Apparently, my
No
mic
worries.
does not like to pick up small noise effects. What you hear is shushing sound, and then nothing for a little bit.
Mhm.
Like everyone kind of stops. Charisma and Alex,
Mhm.
you guys are having a nice, lovely car ride to this place. As Charisma has picked up Alex from the convenience store.
Yeah.
Charisma is wearing kind of like a thick. It is uh like early summer, late spring, correct?
Yeah, it's getting relatively cool at night, at least if you're acclimated to the area still.
Fair enough. I will be wearing a coat. I seem to have changed into more like athletic wear. Um, there's like a mix of tight and baggy clothing in layers that I have on, with like uh, trainers instead of the creepers that I was wearing previously, um,
Mm.
making me look a little bit, well, definitely shorter, but like ready for exercise and or action.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about anything on the trip, or is it more just kind of focused at the moment?
Mostly I'm trying to gauge Alex on like how what kind of stuff like we might encounter if he's done anything like this before, that sort of thing.
Haven't really done anything quite like this before, but should
Fair.
probably be like on guard. There's vampires there, I guess.
Okay. Um,
He sounds very unconfident in himself.
uh, have you encountered like vampires before?
Yeah, I said last time.
Yeah, but like fights. I'm sorry. You must like. I think you've said something, but that whole experience was a blur, and I was kind of knocked out before, so.
Yes and no is all I can really say.
Hmm. Okay. What does
They
that
tried to
mean?
they tried to get me, but I got away.
Okay. Yeah, basically the same.
I guess we have similar levels of experience.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only intending to go there to just look around, see what is there, and if there is anything there. And if there is, well, I'll work it out from that, I guess.
I suppose so. Yeah. I so I was like trying a little bit at home, like in the bathroom. I think the light thing. I think I can like put it to like daylight. That's bad for for vampires, right?
Yeah, I mean,
At least something.
it's
Yeah.
it's the one consistent through line in all of the things that say what they don't like. Sunlight.
So I think that I like the whole device thing. I think I've like unlocked something that I can do myself instead of having to use that device. So I guess that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
As a figure sits in the back seat, just arms crossed.
it's like, yeah.
Is this like something that I would see or
Nope.
not
No.
at all? Okay, okay.
You would need to be a different splat or have a certain variation in order to see this creature.
Hmm. Fair enough.
Okay. But after a bit of talking and figuring out for a little bit, you do eventually drive up to this building. How are you approaching this building? This warehouse?
Good question. Um, I would kind of like, if it's possible, try and circle around the building
Mm.
in the car.
Um, it's actually close to the waterfront itself, so you won't be able to fully circle the building.
Okay. But at least use the road around it that we can drive around
Mhm.
to kind of case the place and basically try and figure out if there's any visible open doors or windows.
Okay. If that is the case, let me take a look at your stuff. Okay. Believe you, as charisma, would prefer wits and composure.
Uh, Possibly yes. You roll for that.
Is there anything that you would like to do, Alex, as you're going through?
Probably also looking in a similar fashion.
Nothing.
I believe you
And I'm going to.
prefer investigation, if I recall
Yes,
correctly. All right.
I do like investigation.
Hmm.
One.
Hey, that's one more success than most other people had. What did you
Mhm.
have, or what did you want, charisma? You were going to say something before.
I just wanted to say that I'm going to be turning off 3D dice.
Fair enough.
Um, and instead, let me. Is it possible for me to? No, I don't think. I'm conflicted about wanting to use a willpower, a point of willpower. To
Whatever you, whatever you feel is good.
right. Yeah, I'm going to use a point of willpower and just roll
All right.
another.
That's what it's there for.
That is
Go for
true.
it.
That is 2 successes then.
That indeed it is.
Woohoo.
So, unlike, which you wouldn't know, unlike Leo before you, you do notice kind of a few bikes that are kind of leaned up against the side of the building, kind of noticed in the shade there for a little bit.
Hmm.
On the other side of the building, as you drive past, there is kind of what looks to be a beaten down sedan that's probably been there for some time. At least it looks like it's been there for some time.
Okay.
But
Is there anything vis-a-vis doors and windows?
there is a door that is ajar. There's a few broken windows that are there. You might be able, you think one of the boards up top might be loose. You're not entirely sure yourself, though, but going up might be an option.
Um, if climbing up is an option, then it is an option for me.
Mhm. It's
Um,
just more that you don't necessarily know how well the boards are nailed in.
that is
Places
true.
up there.
I like point out the door that is not a door but is ajar. And I will point out the boarded up window. And I say, I'm thinking we can try and check that door first. I think I've got the hang of that. Like, I haven't really tried it. And then I try and go invisible.
I believe the stuff that you have that's tied to that, yeah, that is permanent. So yeah, it's almost as if you got into a self-driving car there, Alex.
It's like, um, if you intended to go invisible, I guess it worked.
Yeah, good. So that works. And I try and
Yeah.
become visible again. I don't think that should be an issue with what I have for it.
Nope.
Okay. So yeah, well, that's all.
Okay.
Charisma blurts out, that's all hunky dory, and then just stops themselves as like there's a severe like freezing up from cringe. And it's like, okay, I guess we should park the
Alex
car.
just pretends that they didn't hear that.
We should park the car somewhere, and then I could check out the door, see if coast is clear, and then we can go out.
Park close by, but not within eyesight of the place, just in case.
Right, yes. And I try and see if there's an alleyway that I can park in, or somewhere nearby that is at least out of line of sight.
There's a place that's easy enough to do so. At least you're pretty confident that there is.
Okay.
Just a little bit down the way, probably behind a couple of trees next to the waterfront.
Good. Then I will put down. I will drive the Corolla over there and get out, still like visible. Wait for Alex to get out and lock up.
I'll also leave the cat.
Okay. As you two leave the car, you feel charisma. Man, you think it'd be really nice just to light up again.
We are currently out of line of sight, right?
For the moment, yes.
Okay. Like
But
it sounds like a good idea, and like I don't fight it. I start glowing.
Alex is just looking around the corner of the warehouse, just like not looking it right now, and just like looks like the coast is clear.
What?
feels good. Feels really good.
Yeah.
You're really bright.
Yeah, it might not be the best idea, right? Let's let's wait for a moment. Hold on. And I do power it down.
And while they're doing that, Alex is gonna look at the warehouse
Mhm.
and try and use his specialized sense to see if anything seems unusual in that fashion.
With your specialized sense, no. Not.
Nothing up with the spirits around here.
I mean, taking a look around them, what you can notice is you notice you do notice a couple of spirits of decay.
Hmm.
You notice some spirits of water from the waterfront, stuff of some of the plants, kind of stuff. It's just you don't notice anything that would be unusual when it would come to the spirits themselves. It's just natural spirits doing what they do.
Just
Um,
like,
Just
guess there's no
vibing.
spirits. Just thinking to himself, guess there's no spirits of vampirism.
Do you say that
you
out
do
loud?
notice
Nah, to himself.
Okay.
you do notice a few spirits of violence. They're
Okay.
very small and sparse.
Hmm.
I completely forgot that that was a thing that you could do. Yeah. Okay. Are you guys approaching the warehouse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Once charisma's cooled down a little bit.
Yeah.
With the with the way that things are worded, charisma,
Mhm.
that felt good. You still want more.
It's not a good idea though.
No?
And I head over to uh before I approach the building, I will say
Mhm.
to Alex, I'm gonna go invisible.
Okay.
Um, is there a way like I can get your attention without you freaking out?
Uh, put your phone on silent, and then Alex does the same with their own.
Go ahead, charisma, and real quick, just roll me a D100.
Okay. 71.
What you do notice, and
Mm-hmm.
it's relatively small, Alex, with your specialized sense up.
Hmm.
It's really small and it's kind of hard to see. But there is kind of like are you familiar with the soot sprites from Spirited Away?
I'm familiar.
It's kind of like a little dancing small mote of light that hangs around charisma.
Hmm. Just kind of tilt my head at that.
Do you have something in mind?
Yeah, I was gonna say just send me a text.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, that's an idea.
Okay. Are you guys attempting to approach silently?
Yes, and I will invoke my invisibility, my camouflage.
Mhm. And while she does that, Alex is gonna go up to one of the windows and just peek in through those for now.
Okay. So if you're approaching um silently, go ahead and roll me dexterity, stealth. It's not by essence, it's camouflagey.
Sorry?
Okay, cool, that's what it is. So yeah, go ahead and roll dexterity stealth.
Mm-hmm. Just dexterity
Yeah,
stealth. That is.
Mhm.
Oh,
I keep forgetting to ask any modifiers.
In with charisma, no, I was actually taking a look at that.
mhm.
Oh, well, I'm not very good at stealth.
With yeah, don't think you have any bonuses on that one with Alex.
No.
But that's fine, you're not going in, so
Yeah. Only peeking from outside for now.
Okay.
I mean, if I want to get in, it'll be very easy, but...
Go ahead and roll. Are you taking your time looking around, Alex, or are you just kind of taking a peek?
Peeking in through each window and going around.
Okay, make that a wits investigation, please.
Let's...
Okay.
don't get my bonus. 2 successes.
Nice.
Successes. Okay. And you rolled 2 successes on that. Alrighty. So if I recall correctly, as they're kind of approaching, Leo, I believe. Oh yeah, no, that's you here. If you are keeping an eye out for anyone that's kind of going around, you can make a wits composure or wits investigation check. At this moment, yeah, I will go ahead and count the successes as certain things on that one.
Nope, I do not notice things today.
Nothing. You notice nothing.
The
So-
dice are on my side today.
Oh.
I can feel it.
It's fine. It's fine.
Roll 20
Okay.
just has those days where it just picks someone it doesn't like.
Yeah.
And this
that's
time
fine.
it is you.
Yeah.
That is fine.
So do you go in through the door, Charisma, or do you go in elsewhere?
I do want to try and see if I can slip inside, and if possible leave the door like as open as it was.
Okay, yeah. That one I believe would be sleight of hand.
Okay.
For the door thing, I mean, the
that
stealth is to get in, so.
that would be my specialization. I do not currently have the merit.
It just allows you to do it as a reaction.
Right.
So
Okay.
you could,
So what do
it's
I
just
do?
your plus one.
Is it a dexterity larceny and then +1 sleight of hand?
Yeah, if you want to do it that way, go for it.
Like if I can roll stealth, I will roll stealth. Just
It's going to be the same either way because you'll get your +1 from larceny, or it'll be 3 on stealth.
Oh right, yes, that makes that. Yeah, that's fair. I do not get the modifier on stealth. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I apologize. That's in here.
That's no worries. It was a bit confusing. 1 successes.
All right. You're pretty confident in that as you take a look around the scene that I described earlier.
All right.
Alex, as you're taking a look around, you do notice a figure that is standing next to a door.
Okay.
Can't really tell much about this figure, though.
Suspicious eyes.
About this time, the kids have returned to their arguing, Leo, and it's still very quiet.
Yeah, I'm probably quite bored with this. Just stupid teenagers having their stupid arguments in their stupid places. You're muted, Alvarez.
Yeah, I'm looking up things at the moment, and the cat's being loud again. Is there anything that anyone would like to do at this particular moment?
I would like to look around inside as well.
Like, okay. Go ahead and roll your preferred method of looking around, which I believe is what's composure for you.
Wits composure. Will do. Prove the larceny. And let's just roll with that. That's 2 successes. Ooh.
Where you're standing, you can also kind of see what looks to be a figure standing next to a door. But otherwise, as before, you see some tracks that look relatively recent. You see, don't really see much in response to violence.
Hmm.
Alex,
Mhm.
is your specialized sense still up?
Yeah.
Okay. We're just gonna see what happens here. What you see is one of those violence spirits. It seems to be moving towards that figure in the dark.
I'm gonna like move around a bit so that I'm closer, but still outside. Just like a few windows down. And
Take a look at this thing again. All right. So everyone kind of gets in position, is taking a look around for a moment. Looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So, Leo,
Yes.
I apologize, but we're going to do that. Uh, Okay. What's your defense? Oh yeah, I need to ask that first. Sorry.
That is a good question. Defense 5.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, so this will be, yeah, this will be 1 dice. So I'm gonna just re-roll that real quick. Okay. I need you to make a strength and brawl check for me.
Oof. That's kind of gross.
I apologize.
That is fine.
Okay. And one of these guys is going to do the same. And that'll be sheet roll. All right. So the way that this plays out is as you're kind of sitting there listening to these kids, you feel someone brush against your, I believe he's wearing a jacket of some kind.
Yeah.
So you feel someone brushing against your jacket. And as you look to try to, like, as if they're trying to grab you, and you move quickly out of the way, what would you like to do?
Well, I mean, I look around. Do I see anything?
No. Oddly enough, Alex,
Hmm?
neither do you anymore.
Okay.
I mean, you still see the stuff from your specialized senses,
Mhm.
but you don't see the figure. Charisma,
Yes.
you do not see the figure either.
So
So did I take 1 point of damage?
You did not. They tried to grapple you.
Okay.
then what did I see? Did I see the figure like the one that I saw before? What did I do? Did they like just start moving for no reason?
One moment they were there,
Mm-hmm.
the next they weren't.
Okay. My immediate assumption is that someone went invisible. That figure went invisible.
safe assumption. I mean, you can do that. Why couldn't
Yeah.
someone else?
Exactly. Like I figured out that I can do something impossible. Why can't other people do that? And I will like try and hide between some things, and like try and listen or see if anything is going on.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your preferred perception type of.
I will just do the wits and composure again.
Okay.
And that's 2 successes.
With 2 successes, and as you're taking a look around, hearing things, you hear the shuffling of feet in the room, like vaguely people kind of talking in hushed voices from the room where the figure was standing. But
Okay.
otherwise, not much of anything.
Can I hear what they're saying, or is it
It's
too far
vaguely
away?
arguing, disagreements type of thing. Like you get that gist, but to get details, it's a bit difficult.
Okay.
Alex, what would you like to do?
Alex. Are the violent spirits still reacting to the presence of whatever just disappeared?
It backed away briefly, but it's still near that general area. Go ahead and roll me another perception type check that you like to do. You
2 successes.
you see another violence spirit kind of above the door, kind of like on a landing type of thing. Seems to be following something that might be trying to inch its way in through like an upper window or something.
Okay. Just check something a sec. The thing that annoys me about telekinesis is it doesn't say, like, you can just grab an object and chuck it.
Mm-hmm. I know that feeling.
It only says how it works against, like, people.
Oh, you want to like, what do you want to grab? Just like a random thing?
Just something nearby and just throw it at that spot above.
Okay. Um, sure. Go for it.
To make a loud noise.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a. Do you have to activate that on yours? I do not know.
I don't think so.
The scar on that. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah. It's that one's tied to your.
Involuntary stimulus.
Yeah, okay. You do have to, so that would be a scar finesse roll.
Okay. What is that again?
Involuntary stimulus is the magnitude, so you can click the thing next to it.
The magnitude
Uh,
of the scar or the power?
the um variation.
Okay.
So the power.
Telekinesis.
Yeah. Variation basics. And then oh right, I was looking at involuntary scars. Um, what do you want? What set of stats do you want involuntary stimulus tied to?
Probably metal.
Alrighty, so wits will be that one. And yeah, that's the roll there, because you don't have any acclamation.
Okay. No.
You're like, hey, go grab the thing. And he seems to be very intent focusing on something else.
Damn it.
Hmm.
If I have any other ability to do things, I will send a text message to Charisma saying there's definitely something in there. Um, seems to be trying to attack a person.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
see 2 issues with this.
Mhm.
One, do I have my phone on vibrate?
Yeah.
I did tell you to do that before you went in.
Like, you told me to do some, but did I put it on silent or did I put it on vibrate? Second,
With the intent of what was said beforehand for the text message being a communication, it is a reasonable assumption
Okay.
that Charisma would put it on vibrate.
Fair enough. Then the second issue is, how will I read the text message when I'm invisible?
Well, you'd read it just like you normally would. It's just that you'd pull it out and there might be a light from your phone. Yes.
Then
Technically, physically, I know that you can't receive photons while you're invisible and so on and so forth. I don't care
You can see right now, so
hmm
more
don't
in the
worry
sense
about
like,
it.
will my phone be invisible?
Are you invisible to yourself?
believe we established, yes.
Then maybe.
Hmm.
Is all I can really say, because I don't fucking know.
I will have the DM decide. I will pull out the phone and kind of like try and sneakily look at it.
Evens or odds?
Evens as always.
Okay. Okay. So why don't you go ahead and roll me a dexterity stealth check?
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Dexterity, stealth, lose the composure. 2 successes.
Okay. You think that, like, as you kind of habitually turn your back away or duck behind something, you do check your phone and you see the message that Alex sent.
I will file that under weird shit that shouldn't technically be possible, but useful nonetheless. And I will tuck away the phone after saying, after sending K, full stop. Something's fucky.
Right. Leo, you were just attacked by something that you cannot see. What would you like to do?
Well, I mean, I think it's reasonable that he would check around for anything different. So, like, do I notice anything different with my surroundings or anything
Not
out of place?
nothing that looks out of place. No.
The fuck was that? And, uh, I would like to try and move away from the place where I was.
Okay, go for it. So which general just kind of do you go back the way you came? Do you continue? Do you go towards the
I'd like to
presence?
at least peek into the room where the teenagers were to see
Okay.
if they are acting like anything happened or.
Um, because this adds to the factor of it, you kind of peek into the room and open the door a little bit, and you notice that the hinges might need a little bit of work on them as a small squeak comes out. But no one seems to notice anything.
Oh, that's odd, considering one of them at least seemed quite jumpy, scared, on high alert, I assume. Uh, hmm. Is there anything around that I could, like, throw and make some sound with? Not quite around myself, but a bit
Yeah,
away from me.
yeah, there's plenty of things that you can grab. There's broken parts of machinery, there's some old chains, nuts, bolts.
Uh, I wouldn't grab the chains because they would probably make a lot of noise just from picking
hmm
them up, but something else, and then I'd try and throw it at something that looks metallic that's a bit away. Like
Okay,
closer to this. Like I'd probably try and throw it into the room and make
okay.
some noise in there.
It's easy enough, something small. Probably hitting like an old filing cabinet or something. It makes a noise, and they do react to the noise. Charisma, you do hear the noise as well. Um, I think Alex would too, given that the windows are broken, and you do kind of hear like a gasp, a sudden surprised gasp, as people are kind of looking around. And we're going to see something real quick. We're going to make one roll for that. Okay. I'm going to make another roll against these people. It should be okay. Did you go back to take a look there, Leo?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. As you take a look, um, inside, you notice they all kind of turned, but something doesn't seem quite right. There was 3 voices, you knew that. There's only 2 people.
Hmm. Have
Well,
I stepped fully into view, or am I still kind of hidden from?
would you rather?
If I was hidden, then at this point I'd probably step out to see what happens.
Okay.
Because something weird is going on.
Okay. As you step out, given that you were missed mechanically the second time, the 2 people after turning towards that do see what would be a figure step in and go, "Oh God, who are you?"
Wasn't there 3 of you just now?
And they look at each other, and then they look to where their friend was. Oh no, oh no, oh God, Mark, Mark.
And I just sort of cross my arms over my chest and go, huh.
Um, you hear these people calling out as it slowly gets louder, looking for their friend, Charisma and Alex. Speaking of, is there anything that you guys would like to do?
Yeah, is there like what can I see from my vantage point?
The door is wider open, and this figure popped back into view.
Okay. Do I recognize the
Well,
figure?
it's kind of dark in here, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Um,
It would be so easy with more lights, wouldn't it?
would be. It'd feel better too.
Hmm.
Kind of pump you up a little bit.
Tricky, tricky, tricky.
Um, but the door is much more open, but otherwise, nothing really seems to stand out.
And I hear people like shouting, right? Or do I?
Yes,
Okay.
it's slowly getting louder. They're calling out for Mark. Man, this isn't funny, type of stuff like that.
Um, okay. I want to try and get out from my hiding spot, and I will try and see if I can climb up somewhere.
With your skills, it's easy enough.
Okay. And once I have this aerial position, uh, I will hold out my hands,
Hmm.
and from my hands, I want to extend. Uh, I want to like, what's the word? Um, there are better words for this than what I can come up with. But I want to turn on I want to turn on the floodlights, maybe to the point of actual sunlight.
Okay. Is it a focused beam, or are you making an aura?
That would be a focus beam.
Okay. All right. So okay. We'll see what happens with this. Go ahead and roll me a what's that tied to? Right. You wanted that on your physical skills, right? So go ahead and make me a dexterity
Mm-hmm.
bioluminescence check.
Mm-hmm.
-5.
-3. I have
Minus.
stabilizer too, right?
No, this isn't because of the instability. This is because
Oh, okay.
whatever is here is not visible.
Oh, okay. Then -5. No! I'm just going to put a willpower on it.
Okay, go for it.
3d10. Above 8. 1 success!
All right. That is interesting. Good to know for going forward on that.
I
Yeah.
I saw the VTubers from Hololive play World of Darkness, and they did that from the get-go, and I learned a thing.
Because I know there's also one with like 10 exclamation point where it can re-roll 10s as well.
Mm.
I'm not entirely sure how to get that to
That
work
is
with.
with, I think that is an exclamation point.
Mm-hmm. I'll play with it later. But so with 1 success, right,
Mm-hmm.
this beam of light, what color is it right now?
I want to pretend to be like something that is installed here, so it is just white light.
Okay.
Or
Well, it was more
maybe a
kind of
little bit bluish.
more of a bluish light. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a very it's concentrated sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone sees this,
Yeah.
or at least sees the effect of light as it cascades through the air, and is kind of sitting there because you can change the target. It's just kind of a focused beam as it's hitting against the wall. Alex, you notice whatever the it's very strange. It almost seems like the violent spirit kind of shifted around something that's pulling away from this light. The one that's still visible.
I don't know if Charisma can see me from here.
I would probably not exactly know where you are outside if you were outside.
I was looking in through windows.
Yeah.
What's
I
composure
would probably
to?
figure out, like, I would probably look around to the windows, but I wouldn't exactly know which one you were at.
There's general figures that are kind of out there.
Okay.
Generally, it's a lot easier looking out and seeing figures than it is looking in and seeing figures because there's moonlight out there. So I would say that you can guess with reasonable certainty that you can see Alex.
Well, he's gonna point with where he saw the movement. And at the same time, something else is gonna happen, and I'm gonna activate Fate's Agent.
Okay. So as you kind of notice Alex kind of pointing towards something, what happens to Alex in when
It's just kind
it's
of
shifted?
freezes for a moment, and then his body language just shifts slightly. He just suddenly just seems a lot more confident and a lot more like still. And this like there's this look of almost I wouldn't call it determination, more like just more just very incredible confidence in his eyes.
Are you feeling motivated?
A little bit.
Something fills you with determination.
Well, no, Alex being motivated right now.
Nope.
All right, Leo, there was a giant fucking flash of light that's just pumping out right behind or above you.
God, that's unpleasant. Fuck.
It's not blinding. It's not like it was earlier because it's not focused on you, but
Yeah, even so.
yeah.
It was dark and now it's not. And it
Like,
was
depending on
sunny.
how dusty it is inside, there's either a spotlight against a wall or a pillar, or there is a beam of light coming from above.
I'd say at this point it's probably closer to a beam.
Hmm.
You activated Fate's Agent. Would you like to do anything with Fate's Agent while we're...
I would like, at the point that is being pointed at,
Mhm.
to disable stuff there, please.
Okay. That is one of these types of abilities. Okay. Take a look at Dispel. Okay, so you will have to make a finesse type of roll. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So I need you to make a wits and fate's agent roll, please.
Okay. 3 successes.
Okay. So in the area that was pointed at and behind you that seems to be pushing away, all of a sudden, out of nowhere in that area, just this figure that's got these weird pointed ears, waxy, thin skin, yellowed eyes, kind of like patchy in places, very gaunt, very thin, seems to appear out of nowhere, Leo and Charisma.
Okay.
You can see him now.
And it does not like that light.
Is it? It's inside the light.
It is not inside the light. It sees it and it's like
He's trying to escape.
backing away. It's trying to get away from it.
Uh, I'm going to readjust my aim.
Alrighty. Go ahead and make a dexterity bioluminescence check. Leo, would you like to do anything?
But what did I actually see?
This waxy, thin-skinned, patchy, gaunt, pointed-eared, pale figure.
Does it remind me of anything?
There's something about this figure that reminds you of someone, but it
Alright.
is not that figure.
I wanna try and catch it. It might have information.
Okay.
What's the modifier on my roll?
I believe since this is a directed effect,
Yes.
so this would be, if you're just trying to bathe it in light, that would just, you're not trying to overcome defenses or anything like that. That would just be a bioluminescence,
Dexterity.
dexterity check. However,
However.
one moment.
Okay.
Because someone has enhanced speed, so they get to choose when they go. When
Well, you
cases
know,
like this.
immediately.
Okay. Would you like to try to grab this figure? How do you want to try to get this?
Yeah, that seems like. Or, you know, basically get it into some sort of a hold.
Okay. So, what I want you to do then for that is I need you to make. Oh wow, yours pool is big for this. So you're going to make an unarmed attack,
Yes.
and you're going to have your +1 modifier, because I
Yes.
believe that is a hand-to-hand style. And you need a minus to that. Let me double check. 4. -4.
-4.
Mhm.
But dexterity brawl.
Yes.
Oh my god, I hate that it does that.
Okay. With 4 successes, what you can do is I had this pulled up. I really wish I could like do this in multiple tabs. That would really make me happy. Okay. So what you can do with that is you can attempt. Okay, so this is the only action that you can take. You have to do a strength and brawl check to hold on to him. They are going to make a similar check. However, their goal is not to get away from you, but more to get away from the light. So go ahead and make a strength and brawl check. And beat a 0.
I can match it.
Okay. You know what? This is fun. Evens or odds?
Well, the dice are at odds with me, so odd.
Alrighty. Go ahead and make your roll charisma, and why don't you add 2 to it, as it seems to be struggling with another figure.
Modifier +2. Here we go. 2 successes.
Okay. So, Leo, as this light turns from behind you to focus kind of on this figure, you see it begin to blacken. It actually increases the smell of dust. You think that it would be decay. If I recall correctly, I have to find it again. Uh, mm, it is screaming, hissing, spitting as it's held, fighting with you. But this is what that's not what I wanted. But yes, Alex, or rather, Face in the Dark,
Mm-hmm.
you see a lot of this going on.
Well, I know that there's one thing person friend doesn't like, it's vampires.
Yes.
Shall assist in making vampire go away.
Okay. What would you like to do with that? Are you going to getting any closer or anything like that?
I still have all the different powers, I guess, so
Yeah, you've got all sorts of things that you can do.
maybe telekinesis will be more agreeable this time.
Here's hoping.
I would say, given that it's of how it's flavored, it is active.
Or maybe Lash.
Yeah, either of those.
We hit it really hard. We'll try and hit the vampire. The attack roll.
Yeah. Go ahead and give yourself a +2 on that as well.
Ooh, +2.
Actually, so that would be -2 because of his defense. I apologize.
Damn.
Okay. What do you have tagged on your lash? Do you do extra damage like Sam does? I don't think
No, it's reach, forceful, and quick. So it would
Okay.
knock him to the ground if he was not being held in a grab.
It gets a lot easier to hold this guy as his feet fall from underneath him. Leo. But yes, as you guys are taking care of that, the 2 remaining figures kind of step out for a little bit, and they go, "What the hell is going? What the fuck is that?"
In this moment, Charisma is thinking, next time this is going down, I need to have some sort of like loudspeaker that has like recorded things like, "This is the police, we have you surrounded," or like other stuff that I can use for distractions.
Mm-hmm.
Leo will grunt something like, "Ah, just a bad dream. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, it doesn't smell like a fucking bad dream.
Alright, then
I'm
you're
gonna
having a
roll.
bad drug trip.
I'm gonna roll something for these kids real quick. Okay. So then they turn behind them because they don't want to be a part of what the fuck's going on here.
Obviously.
Oh God, Mark, what the fuck happened? And then kind of reach inside, type of thing.
What was that last thing you said?
They rush back inside to the room.
Alright.
I need to take a look at what they can do. Okay. Um, Leo,
Yes.
good news and the bad news about being in grapple is you have them there, but you're right next to them. What's your
Yep.
defense? Oh, no, you're in a grapple, so defense doesn't matter.
Uh-oh.
I need you to take 3 points of lethal damage
Oh shit, that hurts.
as this creature hisses at you and bites at your hand.
Mother of fuck. And at that point I would probably let go and move the fuck away.
All of you would expect this creature to run as soon as it was free. But either it's there's an aspect of it that's the sunlight. Like it didn't want to move too much in the sunlight, which is why it went for the easy bite on the hand opposed to elsewhere. It is writhing, specifically clutching its eyes as it screams in abject terror, clawing at itself. It's the way that it sounds, it went from sounding like a cornered predator to, for lack of a better term, I don't know if any of you have heard a rabbit scream, but not too far from that. And it just keeps going and going. Is there anything anyone would like to do?
I'm thoroughly freaked out to the point that I think I need to hit it with like all I've got.
Are you gonna turn it up?
Yes, I am going to turn it up.
Okay. Leo, as you've backed away, you're still close enough to tell that this beam of light seems to be radiating heat um,
Mm-hmm.
off of it at the moment. I need to take a look at how that works.
Get ready for some radiating ionized radiation.
And
Okay, so that would be turns. What's that? Okay, so yeah. Is there anything that you'd like to do? Face in the dark?
uh, I mean, the vampire seems to be pretty dealt with by now.
Mhm.
We'll keep Fate's Agent on it until it stops screaming.
You'd think that being in this type of situation does, but the 3 seconds passed, the 6 seconds passed, the 9 seconds, and then the burning increases as it's just screaming. And it attempts to turn and crawl away from what seems to be some sort of unseen force. With the light there, you guys can definitely identify it as Leo. So you look towards Leo for a moment, but you're not exactly sure why, but you don't think it's coming from that. Do you continue to hold it on
Yeah, if
for
it's
a
still
bit?
moving.
Okay.
If it's still moving, then that beam is going to stay on that thing.
And it begins to burn, and the dust smell is quickly replaced by the smell of ash as parts of this creature begin to flick off of whatever it is. If no one stops, eventually gets to a point where it sits there and is nothing more than a humanoid shaped pile of ash.
And I will turn it down to about a flashlight level when I see that it isn't moving anymore.
It doesn't take long. It takes about 6 more seconds. You sit there for a moment.
Do I see Alex? Like facing in the dark, but Alex?
Yeah, he's still standing by the window, and as you look, the a few seconds after the screaming stops, like he just sort of wobbles to the side and then shakes his head as if and looks around a bit as if he's a little confused.
Okay, and Leo is near the ash pile.
Mhm.
Okay. I climb down and I walk up to Leo.
This beam of light's walking up to you.
Well,
It's more like I'm holding a flashlight, which is now pointed like to the ground.
Yeah, but you're invisible.
Oh right, yes, that's fair.
yeah, but
There's
yeah.
So, one, why are you here? Two, why did that thing attack you? Was it like a plan of yours? Three, oh right, Alex isn't. Hold on. Uh, losing track of thought. I will actually like walk past Leo to get to Alex. So there's just this beam of light that just asks you some questions and then goes goes past you.
Leo has his mouth open as if to answer, then just sort of shakes his head and looks at his, I was about to say mangled hand.
pretty fucked up.
Yep.
Um, Leo, you would hear hushed voices behind you, kind of worried in a sense. Not that Leo might necessarily care, but
You hear it.
Well, I mean, he'd at least glance at the teenagers to see if they're
there's
still there.
there is one of them that appears to be unconscious and bleeding from the neck.
Well, that gets me interested.
It is the one that you did not get a good look at before stepping in. You presume it's Mark.
Mm. was a motherfucker here after all. And, oh man. I want to look for signs of it or see if I can find it. But also, my hand's pretty damn fucked up.
Sure. I mean, if you want to keep looking around, you can. You're not in aggravated damage territory, which is you need immediate medical attention or you're going to die, so.
No, I know that, but you know, I can still end up over there.
That's the
Sure.
thing.
Yeah, I'll look around, try and ignore the pain.
Okay. Go ahead and make your investigation check.
Yeah, I'm not great at those.
Alex, it's strange. One success. You
Mhm.
remember pointing, and now you kind of see as the beam of light walks closer towards you this weird
Like
ashy
I
thing.
had a big long blink, and then suddenly the vampire turned into a pile of dust.
Yeah.
Hey, you okay?
Uh, um, yeah.
Because that
What
was
happened?
pretty. Um, I think I may have fried a zombie.
That wasn't a
A
zombie.
vampire, sorry. Monster, undead thing.
Right.
Honestly, I'm a little bit freaking out. But also, Leo is here. Like that guy from yesterday. Like, no, not yesterday.
Right.
This afternoon. Man, this is. Um, but yeah. Apparently, and I wave the beam of uh, light around. This can do some real damage. I think it's
I
only like vampires, though.
can see that. Looks at the pile of ash.
Yeah. I don't know whether I should be proud or scared or guilty.
Well, as far as I know, vampires exist to eat people, so make it that way you will.
Well, what does that make me?
Someone who can blow up things that eat people?
I guess that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna actually get inside now.
And I will turn to Leo, who is now like standing at the entrance to like another part of the warehouse. Is that correct?
Um, you see them standing in the room. Leo's taking a look around with one success. Now that they're gone, at least whatever was in here is gone, you notice kind of the telltale signs of a struggle in the dust type
Hmm.
of thing. Leo, you can see um, some of the areas where it's mostly feet that are kicking out and sliding on the ground that you saw. Like, normally, and somebody's going to be attacked like that or attacked like you were, if the guy actually grabbed you, you'd push back, you'd slam up against them. And it looks like that's what this kid tried to do, and just it was like trying to fight off a wall. It's mostly judging from the tracks. You do
Well,
figure
someone had shit luck.
You do figure as you're kind of taking a look around that this figure did come in from above them, opposed to the door, especially since you were standing at the door.
I'll look up and around, but I don't really expect to see anything.
With the flashlight that tends to turn in, Alex and Charisma, you see Leo kind of looking around, maybe mildly detached from the scene that's around them, which is somebody who seems to be bleeding out from the neck, surrounded by two people who are trying to staunch it, but are more panicking than helping.
Call an ambulance for them.
I'm going to head to Mark. I will extinguish my flashlight for a moment.
Mhm.
I'm going to try and see if
Invisible?
I can. I'm completely invisible. I'm going to try and see if I can get.
These poor kids.
I'm going to try and see if I can get Mark's phone
Okay.
and call 911 with that phone.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Actually, this because you've got people in the way, especially since you're invisible.
Mhm.
Go ahead and roll a dexterity investigation check.
Dexterity investigation. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
interesting. That's only just a one. A one dice.
One regular dice or a chance die?
It's a one regular. And I
And
make it.
it's
I
good
make it.
enough.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay. So it takes you a little bit, given the fact that you have kind of a couple of people going around there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it takes you a little bit, and as you pull out the phone, they don't seem to notice as you call 911 and the ambulance.
They're a little distracted.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, I'll tell them the address, what is going on. Like someone is bleeding heavily, seems to be unconscious, and I will probably hang up when I hear that they're going to send an ambulance,
Okay.
and before they're going to ask any other questions.
Okay.
And then I will put the phone back.
And while she's doing that, Alex is going to join in the investigating of the room.
All
Place.
right. Well, go ahead and roll wits investigation.
Okay. No modifiers, I don't know.
Nah, I don't believe so. Actually,
Never mind.
Nope. Okay. So
I
you
was
have
like,
something for this.
yeah, I do.
Oh wow!
It
Mm-hmm.
it I'm good at investigating.
All right.
Excellent.
So as you kind of take a look around, especially with as you might bump into Leo, kind of points out a couple of things that Leo noticed. And face in the dark, kind of used to what they're looking for. Um, this is definitely a hunting ground. You know that as you kind of take a look, some of the stuff that you didn't notice before, especially as Charisma's kind of walking around you with their flashlight hands, um, you notice that there's a decent amount of places where it would be really easy for someone to lose footing. And Charisma, when you talk to, or like when Alex is pointing this out, and you are walking through, and Leo, if you're overhearing it, you guys didn't notice any of that as you guys were stepping in. Not necessarily because it was dark, but like even when your feet would like brush over things, like it's like there's so many potholes or different ways or places for people to grab you that you couldn't tell.
It's like a big
And
that's like a big trap house.
mhm. And as you kind of take a look around for a little bit, outside of that, you guess that there were 3 figures that lived here specifically. And you're not entirely sure how much of it's from kids who might be interested in finding out some other things, but it had a decent amount of foot traffic. In fact, on the opposite end of where you guys came from, there's another door that seems to be, unlike a lot of the other ones, well shut, and as you try the handle, definitely locked. It doesn't seem like it goes in behind anywhere. You presume, given with all of these hints that you guys have found, it probably goes into the basement since the windows here are broken.
And these seem like the kind of vampires that wouldn't particularly want to wander around the streets.
Mhm. Absolutely. Sorry.
I will share that quietly enough that the 2 kids don't hear it.
Holy crap. This is bad shit.
An exceptional success investigative. Fucking.
Investigative prodigy.
Mhm.
Me. I'm investigating.
I can parkour good,
Yes.
but that's not as useful for like a party.
They'll
Can
also
be. It just hasn't come up yet.
look towards Leo and just say, "We were here checking this place out in case of vampires, and well, guess we found some."
We found one at least.
What are you doing here? Same?
Same. Great minds think alike and all that. He smirks. His untrustworthy smirk.
Hmm. How's your hand?
Pretty damn fucked up.
I turn on the
But
light and
his
shine on
smile
it.
makes you feel like, nope, you're probably fine.
Alex will still like get a tissue out and hand it over so you can clean the blood up a bit. At least make some attempt at putting pressure on the wound.
I think at that point Leo will just shrug his jacket off and try and wrap that around his hand.
I would have brought a first aid kit if I knew this was going to go down.
Oh,
I don't think
Actually, I have it. I have
spot.
I have some in my car. If you need anything.
My main priority is seeing if we can find any more of those bloodsuckers.
I think we need to get through that door.
Um, I would like to try and bust through it somehow.
I was going to ask the storyteller if I could use my lash in a certain way.
Y'all've got a bunch of different ways to go about this.
I'm gonna try telekinesis. But
My plan was to just
okay,
throw myself at it full speed.
Yeah.
If I can do that without knocking myself out.
My idea was I can shoot lasers. I was wondering if I can use like a welding torch idea.
Just gonna telekinesis the lock open.
Also possible.
Okay.
Let's do everything all at once.
Maybe not.
It's just Aztec. Can I try first?
Sure, yeah, that seems the least destructive.
That doesn't work, then you guys do whatever you want. He's gonna hold out his hand.
Okay. I'm, for the sake of how you're intending to use this for various reasons,
Mhm.
I am going to be a generous individual. So
Okay.
what I want you to do, because I believe this is tied, I believe telekinesis is tied to your physical stats, right?
I think
Or was
so.
it mental?
it's on involuntary, then it would be on my mental.
Okay. So what I need you to do is I need you to make a wits larceny check. Because you have a tool,
Mm-hmm.
I need you to click 8 again,
Okay.
and I need you to give yourself +1 because of your lock picking.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Oh no!
That,
Oh
8 successes.
oh oh no!
I would like to open the door, please.
Open sesame.
So Alex just kind of walks up and goes, Can I try first? And just kind of waves their hand over the lock, and it opens.
It knows better. Don't want to mess with my stand.
I'm not sure if charisma has the wherewithal to realize what's happened and just goes, oh yeah, sure, you can try it. I mean, you're like, from what I can tell, is going to be probably the least destructive option. So go ahead.
Like yeah, sure, you can try it. And just Alex is already doing that, and as Christmas continue talking, Alex is just pushing the door wider open.
Wait, wait, it wasn't locked.
That was.
What?
Or
Wow.
it was.
He's gonna look down through the door.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
As you know, you've been around the block a time or two, Leo.
Mhm.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah. Raised eyebrows. Kids got some moves.
Okay. So, you guys head into the basement. It's dark.
I'm a slip ahead of people.
Easy enough.
Yep.
Alex doesn't stop you from going over my head. But he will be right behind you.
I will probably crank up my like hand torch to magnitude 2.
Okay. Leo, how far down do you go? Like, do you just go straight to the bottom right away, or
Yeah,
do
I mean,
you?
I'm keeping my eyes and ears open and try to be ready to react to things.
More, are you keeping pace with everyone, or are you just getting down there to go start looking at stuff?
I mean, I'm not going full speed ahead.
Yeah, you
I'm
don't
keeping normal
necessarily.
speed.
Okay. So you guys make it down. If you're looking for forms of traps or anything along those lines, you may make wits and composure checks or wits investigation checks of your choice.
You sure that 8 again is off?
Yes,
I would also like
What's
to
it?
do a wits composure check.
go for it.
And it is 1 success.
Hmm. As you guys make your way down, you don't exactly notice, um, what's the term? You don't notice any traps, anything that seems to be out of the ordinary, especially with the floodlight helping.
Mhm.
It's kind of hard in some cases since Leo's ahead of you, so it's kind of like interesting with shadows on occasion, but as you guys make it down, it seems relatively safe. The basement itself is big. It's kind of it's taken care of to the minimal aspect of livability would be the best way that I can describe it. Not necessarily squalor or anything like that, but like detached, if that makes sense. There's a few mattresses, there's tables, uh, there's oddly enough a calendar, there's stuff that kind of makes it look like people definitely live here that you can tell.
Okay,
There looks
currently.
to be a decent amount of space for people to come and meet. There's quite a bit of seating area. Recently, it's kind of hard to tell. Like, you try to look for some telltale signs. Oh, is there water? Is there food? Wait, these are vampires. They don't eat, they don't drink. Type of thing.
Okay. But beyond us, there doesn't seem to be anyone here?
Between your various forms of senses, no.
Okay. So there is someone, but we don't notice.
If that's how you wish to interpret it.
Always assume that there's an Nosferatu in the room somewhere.
Nosferatu or La Sombra. Anyway, right, we're on game.
Yeah.
Same verse, so.
I want to look at that calendar and see
Okay.
if there's any, like, meetings or anything written on it.
Good thinking.
You do notice, what you notice is kind of a weird shorthand. It's a paper calendar, and it's at the current date in regards to it. And what you notice is you notice kind of pairs or singular letters. You see things like BV. You see something like BN. What stands out to you is I apologize for some people in the stream. The initials B and J.
Okay.
In particular.
All these started with Bravo, correct?
There are some certain ones that it's just kind of like a letter M on a day and a letter G on a day. But ones that kind of seem to stand out in particular are BJ, yeah, Bravo,
Juliet?
Juliet, Bravo, Victor, and Bravo, Nancy.
Alex is going to take photographs of this month and the previous month and the next month.
Okay.
And then go and start looking at the rest of the place.
Alrighty. Is anyone else doing anything while Alex was looking at the calendar?
I'm just generally looking around.
Okay. Charisma, what about you?
I'm going to try and stick close to Alex.
Okay.
And kind of like light up the room with the directed beam.
You don't want to do an aura?
I want to stay close to Alex, and I don't think he'd appreciate it.
Depends on how damaging your aura is.
Well, at the current level, it's just like it's bright.
That'd be fine then.
Oh, it's like
As long as you don't look at the invisible person in the room, you won't have to suffer the blinded tilt. You're fine.
Yeah, that's fair. And like I say, like I can light it up a little bit more and slowly have it released from the palm of my hand across the rest of my body.
Interesting moment where you just look like
I'm staying
made of
like
light.
a
Because
few
you are
feet
still
away from you.
invisible, but also light is coming off all of you.
I've mentioned how weird it is.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
agreeing with the weirdness.
So, for Gits and Shiggles, as people are taking a look around, I presume that mechanically you would like to help Alex?
Yes, that is correct.
Oh boy.
Leo, would you like to as well?
Nah, Leo's off on his own. He's
Leo's
doing
gonna
it.
do his own check? Okay.
Yeah, as per usual.
That's fair.
Leo's gonna do what Leo's gonna do.
So, what I need you to do is make an intelligence investigation check, charisma. Start with that.
Sorry, I was yawning and I didn't hear what you said.
Intelligence and investigation check. Please, charisma.
Okay.
Since you are helping.
So that is a chance die.
Excellent.
There's no none success. I got an 8. That was close. But no.
You want to know what the bad part about this game is in comparison to something like D&D or Mutants and Masterminds?
Do tell.
Alex, I need you to make an intelligence investigation check, please. -1.
Hey, that's mean.
Yo.
Stop accidentally typing equals.
I do that a lot. And then if you'd like to as well.
Fine, I still got 4 successes.
Still got 4 successes. If you'd like to as well, you can go ahead and make your own intelligence investigation check, Leo. Okay. So, as you guys kind of take a look around, you look at the chairs, you look at the desks. Leo, you find it's easy enough to find. You find a door that's just kind of off to the other side. And there's a smell, a rancid smell, coming from this door.
I am definitely going to open it without saying anything and without waiting for people. But anyways, you can handle the others first.
But anyways, here's Wonderwall.
As you're taking a look around, Jacob, it's kind of like, man, it's kind of rough. These guys seem mostly like grunts or anything like that. And you go forward, you look at the table. There's some stuff there, kind of worn in places from people playing around on it. You find a deck of cards, things to keep each other entertained. Ironically enough, 2 of them kept diaries.
Guess I will be doing some reading.
And just as you kind of flip through real quick, through one of there's kind of the first one that you find, you kind of gather that judging by dates from the calendar and dates that have already been written about, BN probably stands for, they call him boss just in that one. But you kind of can gather that it's probably the person that's leading the Nazis.
Yeah.
Nossies, guys.
Others.
You find a mention of one of the higher ups of the Covenant, which is a Ventru. And they kind of just refer to him as that. And then on one of the days, which is BJ, you do notice that they kind of refer to just that name as Ben. And that in particular stands out to you for reasons.
Does that mention where, any locations?
Through on those particular dates, no. Those are dates that those people are coming to them.
Okay.
With the exception of the Ventru, who probably wouldn't be caught dead in here.
Oh,
Wouldn't come to this place if it was on fire.
There is a mention of a high-class club. They do kind of mention that it's not owned by Kindred, which is something that they found odd.
Yeah.
It's not owned, as far as these guys can tell, by any of their ghouls either. But there is a high-class club, and when they're called to meet the Ventru, they go to a VIP room there.
Okay. Do they mention the name of it?
They do. I do not have it because I did not
I will-
expect an exceptional success finding the door. So
I will note down the name of the club that will be disclosed later.
Mhm. I have a lot of work to do in writing diaries for 2 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, diary. Today has been another very boring day.
Pretty much.
Alex is basically will stare at these diaries until he notices the smell.
Which doesn't take long, as the doors opened and you see a pile of corpses in various states of decay. You guess that the further back in this room they are, there's this is where the older bodies are, as the ones nearest to you seem relatively fresh. But that is what is behind the door as you open it, Leo.
You know, it occurs to me that leaving my fingerprints around here may have been a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Oh well, shit
Maybe.
happens.
I think that since I don't have the names of these places, and always as police and ambulance are arriving, with a fresh pile of bodies to be discovered, I think that would be a fantastic place to end things for the moment. I know it was a bit of a shorter stream, but I think it was pretty good. You guys did
Yeah.
some pretty interesting things. I do have some notes that I want to take care of in response to some things that you guys handled. But yeah, it's it's pretty interesting, pretty eventful. I have
Indeed.
been your storyteller for the evening, Alvarez, as I guide these new people against their blood-sucking enemies. Um, with the spooky face of the dark that just says no to being invisible, I've had Keistrith.
Vampire powers are banned.
With
Decided they're banned.
yeah, no vampire powers allowed.
Yeah.
Vampires. Playing the walking beam of light. I have had uh, charisma being played by the Netherlad.
My personality can turn a vampire into an ash pile.
And then playing the ever aloof, really cool dude who somehow manages to find the worst of the trouble. Leo, I've had been.
Well, those vampire things really bite the hand that feeds.
Sometimes.
Oh, that's good.
And you guys enjoy the rest of your evenings, days, what have you. I will catch you all next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. And that was some Chronicles of Darkness. Many thanks to Alvarans for just running the game, and I will mention that privately as well. Also, thank you, Gamesy, for sticking around and doing the commands. Much appreciation there. And everyone who's been in chat, everyone who's followed, thank you so much. Thank you, Gamesy, for the subscription. Much appreciation there. Thank you, Fat Booty, for the bits, and Crooked Pink and Galactom, thank you for the follows. And also, I see that Sunbury had hosted as well. Many thanks. I know you got me. Yeah. Yeah. So, with that done, some short announcements. I will be doing a world building and recap specifically a recap stream tomorrow, 7 p.m. We will be talking about a one-shot that I've ran this last Monday that I will be using to build upon more lore in the world. And then the next stream after that will be a video game stream on Saturday, as we will be continuing Link's Awakening and going back to Koholint Island. Collins, Ireland. Interesting. Anyway, I have been the Netherlad. I am the Netherlad, and I will be the Netherlad for some time. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I really, really do appreciate all of you for hanging out, for being in chat, just lurking. Let's see. There is a foe who is playing Starbound. Starbound silliness. What say you to raiding that good bean? Yes. Let's put that in. If you are subscribed, you can use raid sub. Raid sub. You can use this message. If you are not subscribed, you can use this message. Copy that and enjoy sending that to Foe or Foutla Arts. Also, I do want to do a quick shout out for Kamesy, who's been the goodest bean.
Oh, by the way, we don't have your stuff. We gave it to Annaleas. Bye.
Oh no. And with that, I am going to be signing off. I've got work in the morning. Ah! Oh well. Thank you all for hanging out. I've had a lot of lovely time with Chronicles of Darkness and with you guys. Thanks you all. Just many appreciation from the bottom of my heart. Have a lovely, lovely time. Bye.